Hello, hello, hello. Good day, everybody. Guess what day it is? It's hump day. Those of you guys remember that commercial? I'm sorry, every Wednesday I have this whole flashback of hump day. Okay, all right. Sidebar. Listen, what's going on? Yesterday we just celebrated International Women's Day all around the world. That one day, March 8th, we celebrated all women all around the world. But guess what? We getting to celebrate all women all around the world all this month anyway. Especially right now during the 25 days of her. We are on day 3. I had to make sure I didn't do my brother man thing. We're on day 3 today. And I can't wait to bring you this next amazing sister soul who is going to come to you all the way from upstate New York, right? Where she said it's cold and snowing, so she can keep that where she at right about now. I see you laughing backstage. But listen, I want you to make sure that you heart and like and share, get this out there so other people can see and just get to learn about this sister that we're going to celebrate today. So I introduced to you and I want to welcome and bring to this 25 days of her, Miss Shana. Come on, let's go.
Hey, sis.
What's going on, Sister Silky? What's going on?
Nothing much, trying to stay warm with the snow outside.
Yeah, you can keep that snow.
No, I'm sharing.
No. Well, I know sharing is caring, but
yes,
I want you to share sunshine. Hi, Jerry. We see Jerry, one of our other co-authors. She's saying hi, coming from New Jersey. We were just talking about you, Jerry. We were talking about you. Yes, we were. Good things, though. Good things. So, Shana, listen, I'm not even going to get into anything about who you are because I'm just going to leave that up to you to tell everybody who you are and what you do and all that wonderfulness that's about unmasking this motivation that you have here, right? How do you unmask yourself and how did you even get to all of that? But I'm going to fall back and I'm going to leave it all up to you. This is your time to shine. All right.
Hello, everybody. I am Shana, better known as the lady behind the mask. I am a speaker. I am the owner of Shana Master Motivation, which entails where I'm an author, a writer, a podcast host. I am a spoken word artist. I'm a poet. I'm a life coach, which I pretty much do elevational coaching and self-love coaching and also writing coaching. And I'm just an advocate for domestic violence. And I am also a woman of God and a mother of 2 beautiful girls. And, it's a blessing to be able to walk in this purpose and be able to use my story to help other people to unmask themselves and learn so many valuable things behind our mask. Because so many times we cover up so many things when we're just like afraid of judgment and people thinking, because if you look at me, you never know that I deal with 4 different health conditions. So that's kind of part of why I called my very first book called The Mask Behind the Mask. I call it that because you never know what a person's walking through. You never know what they're dealing with. So with me, at one point, I was afraid of being the fact is that I had conditions and I walk around and people look at you like, you're not sick, but I really am, but I'm really not. And, I use it as a blessing to help people to learn how to value who they are and to know that it's okay to say you're not okay. And it's okay to not be okay, but you got to also do the work to get okay. So it's always some value in understanding who you are, knowing your worth, and being able to love yourself regardless of what's going on.
Wow. So let me ask you a question. So what was... Now, I know you gave a little bit, you gave like a brief overview.
Yeah.
Right. A brief overview. But this is one of the things that I'm always curious about the story behind the title, the story behind the mission, right? Where did, because your organization, what you do is unmasking motivation. Shana, Unmasking Motivation. So walk us through the process of how that came about for that particular title, like for that particular, there was a vision or a mission that came behind it. Break that down for us.
With Shana Master Motivation, it came from after going through domestic violence, and I had to walk through my own unmasking and motivating myself and getting myself into the standards of elevation, is what I call it, the year of elevation. And it is, it's a lot of time, I call it the glow up after the grow up. So, I had to be able to walk this path to then help people learn how to heal after trauma. Learn how to self-love after trauma. Learn how to forgive after trauma. So unmasking the healing, the forgiveness, the love, then brought into the motivation of elevating you to be bold, to be fierce, to still be comfortable after going through the trauma, the disappointment, the fear, the depression, the anxiety, the PTSD. Because I don't look like I dealt with any of that, but I had all that. And it's like, I didn't want to wear that badge no more.
Say what?
You know what I mean? I didn't want to wear that no more because it was heavy. And as you go into these other relationships, it becomes heavier. So it's like, why not take the value of what you learned through your path of forgiveness, learning to love yourself again, knowledge of who you are, accepting what it is, and loving the imperfections, all the flaws that have happened, and not feel that it's, a badge of discouragement that, I went through that. But take it as a victory because now you can help somebody else through it. And when the Shana Master Motivation came, it was after, me publishing my very first book where it was the Mask Behind the Mask. And, I took that instead of just using it, it was a book, I made it a brand. And I branded it because now I get to take it and put everything under that umbrella to be able to help people learn how to know that there's life after trauma. And, I started going to the shelters, and that's where Shana Master Motivation came, because I was going to the shelters to help unmask them, but I was motivating them at the same time that, yes, life is not right now. And it's not fun, and you're not happy, and you don't want to be here, but you don't want to have to be risking your life to still be trying to survive where you've been. So let's take the step of, healing, forgiveness, and love. And then let's motivate to then elevate for us to be a better version of ourselves. So that's where that came from.
Wow. Don't get that. Wow. It's like, that's why I said there's always a message behind the message. And I'm always curious to know what that is. And for people to really understand that these things, like when we come up with this stuff, it's not just because it's like, oh, I just pulled this out the thin air. No, there's a story behind it. There's power behind it. There's energy behind it. There's a motivating force that drives it, and pushes it and propels it forward. And unmasking, man, as and it's interesting because now we put a whole new term on this. We've been required to wear masks for the past couple of years, right? And then they tell us take it off, put it back on, take it off, put it back on, take it off. Now we're to a point where it's like, okay, we can take them off now. So this is to tell everybody, and if you're listening to Shana, she's telling you, you can take them off now.
Absolutely.
You can take them off now. You can take that mask off now, because I know it was hard to breathe because you had a mask on top of a mask.
Right.
On top of a mask.
On top of a mask.
On top of a mask.
Yes.
On top of another mask.
Right.
Mask. Like it was
mask,
like
mask.
It was layers.
Correct.
Man, that is so, I don't know, that just hit me. It was like, ooh. So tell us about what you have like coming up, like what you got going on. Like tell us. Give us the tea. I don't have any tea. I got a smoothie, but look, let's get my smoothie.
Well,
what you got going on?
I got a lot going on. As always, is always something brewing in the kitchen. So one, I am definitely working on being a visionary of my own anthropology. So, and that one is calling Masking in Your Brokenness. Also, with that, I'm working on my third, which final ending to the mask, which is going to be called the reveal of the mask. Because now you revealing it all off. It's done. Because the second book, remember, it was called Unveiled.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's reveal and
Wow.
let's reveal it. Let's be who we are and accept that we have imperfections and flaws. We're
Right.
not always perfect. We not we not a robot. It's okay. You don't have to act like everything is okay because it's not always okay. Someday you wake up and it's just not.
It's just not okay.
It's not
And it's okay to not be okay.
right. You don't
It's
have to
okay to
feel
not be okay.
discouraged. Right.
Oh my gosh. So you said so the first one was mask
It was called The
behind
Mask Behind the Mask.
the mask behind the mask.
Mm-hmm. The second one was called Unveil the Pieces of a Broken Mask. And now it's going to be called Revealed the Mask.
Did y'all get that? Y'all get that trilogy? Y'all
And
get
then,
that?
to sum it all up, we got the anthropology that says the masking in your brokenness. Mic drop.
I'm trying to drop all kinds of stuff. Like, wait a minute. I don't want to drop my phone, but
Right, yeah, we want you dropping the phone.
maybe dropping the phone. I already did that already. So
Right.
these things aren't that strong. My BlackBerry, my Crackberry took a licking and kept on ticking. This
Hey.
I miss my Crackberry. That's a whole nother subject. That's a whole nother, but it's not even about that. It's about
Right.
you today, Queen.
So along with that, I'm working on album number 2. Because I had album number 1, which was called I Was Always a Rose in the Darkness of Love. So the spoken word artist is working on part number 2 of an album. I am also, just creating a space because I have this group called The Power in Your Voice. And with that, it goes along with my new children's book was called The Power in Me. And, that space is to be able to teach people that you got to show up for you. Because once you show up for you, you show up for everybody else. But you got to show up for you first.
So for you first.
So all that blends from taking those pieces off, unveiling that mask, talking about how you was in your brokenness and healed from it. And now you're able to be powerful. You're able to use your voice to speak and, stand for what you mean. You don't have to be afraid to use your voice because so many times we're quiet. And we don't want to say nothing because we might be afraid of our voice. But don't be afraid of your power because your voice is very powerful. And so many times I remember when I wanted to be silent, but in my purpose, I can't. I had to speak up. I had to open my mouth for people to understand that it's okay for you to talk about what happened and be transparent. But it's okay for you to understand that don't sit in that mess because all it's going to do is continue to be a place that you sit and marinate in. You got to learn to elevate yourself to your next levels. And it's levels to every level. And always be teachable and be ready to learn. Because your lessons is never over.
Ooh, bomb. She dropping all kinds of your lessons are never over.
They're not.
See, I had to fade the back because like you was like dropping some gems and they needed your full attention. So I mean, like what else can you I don't even know what else you can give them because you gave them a lot. Just take the mask off, everybody. Just take that mask off. So what's next? After all of that, like I know you still have to be thinking of what's next.
I'm always thinking of what's next. And, in the midst of, teaching people, I'm actually moving into the phase of teaching kids. Because now with my children book, which is called The Power in Me, why not start teaching our future, our legacies on how to use their voice? So my children book is called The Power in Me, which is for children to learn how to impact themselves, to know that their power is within themselves, regardless of size, shape, what they look like, where they're from, their environment they grew up in. They can be anything they want to be, but they got to activate their power that's within them, which they were already having, which was brought with their purpose. So with that, I want to be able to teach them that, all you got to do is activate what you want to do, believe in what you want to do, and continue to thrive and stay focused for what you want to be. And, I made my kids the character, and I also made them the co-authors of my book. So I made my legacy started already. They're on my album as well. So why not start with mine to then impact the rest of the kids around them? So now I'm trying to go into the school system and go and impact the future, our legacies, and teach them how to be great. It's only right.
It's only right. It's only right. Wow. So not only are you going to touch the parents,
Mm-hmm.
right? But now you're going to reach the babies and reach the children, and what's the best place? Because if you can get the parents to take their mask off,
Mm-hmm.
then they can see clearly and they can
Right.
be, right? They can just
Mm-hmm.
be instead of
Right.
do.
Right. They can be.
They can be. They could just
Mm-hmm.
be. They could be who they are
Right.
authentically, right?
Authentic. Yes.
They can be who they are, even in the broken pieces,
Right.
even in all the pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
But long as you can still see them, you can still
Right.
see, and then the ones that are missing, you just repair them. That's
Yeah.
it.
You
You just
know.
now you can clearly see what needs to be repaired. You can
Right.
clearly see what piece may need a little adjustment,
Mm-hmm.
or you know what, that one is somewhere. I gotta find that one.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or what can I put in its place to replace it that's going to be just as great,
Great.
greater,
Mm-hmm.
greater, not a cheap, substitute for it that's
Right.
going to break again, right?
Right.
But something that's everlasting, right? Something that's everlasting.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. We got some people out here that's watching it, that's loving it as well with us. Continue to like and share, this whole platform. If you're loving this, like, just let us know. Like, put it in the chat. Like, someone like Lamar, right, just put on here. He said, loving this platform. Loving this platform. Great job, lady. Shout out to Women's Month. Yes. So, this is what we're doing. 25 days. 25 days. And we're only on day 3.
I
Like,
know. So Lord,
I know.
Lord.
I'm excited. 25 days of her. 25 days of her. And I would be remiss to indicate that Miss Shana is. Now, first and foremost, I got to break this down. She is a serial. Let me tell y'all. Let me get close to y'all and talk about her. She over here, so we're gonna cover her so I can't see her. So let me tell y'all about her. I think she is, and she's gonna have to correct me, but I believe she is an author of 15 books because she co-authored 15 books. She's in 15 books.
So altogether is 18 because I
Okay,
have my 3.
18.
So yeah.
18. So yeah, so can we say it's time? It's time. It's time. It's time. But congratulations, sis. Congratulations, sis,
Thank
on
you.
all of your endeavors, everything that you're doing. And once again, Sheena is one of the fantastic, amazing, dynamic co-authors of her story. So listen. You got a nugget from her today. Wait till you read her chapter. Blew me away. I'm just trying to tell you, blew me away. Like this is
And that was only what the 1,000 words of, so it's a snippet.
a snippet. But don't worry, because she got 17 other books you can
Right.
go
check it out. And then I got an album you can go check out. A documentary.
All the pieces of her.
Right.
All the pieces of her. Lamar said, wow, 18, amazing. Yes, I
Thank
know,
you.
right? 18. That's a good number, 18. So it's time. Like, it's time for you to now, like you said, now you're embarking and doing your own anthology. So, hey, listen, you guys, if it's speaking to you, then you reach out to Shana, tell them how they can reach you. Like, how can they reach you? Yeah, how can they reach you? Just
You can always connect with me as Shana Gourdine author on Facebook and Instagram. If you want to contact me by email, it's www. Well, actually, I'm giving you my website. If you want to connect me on my website, it's www.theladybehindthemask.com.
wait a minute,
And
lady, I'm gonna type it out.
theladybehindthemask.com. And then also you can find me on my email, which is sgodine16@gmail.com. If you want to find me on TikTok, it's Sheena Author 22. And I'm simple. You can do my first name, last name, and write on Facebook.
So you're Googleable.
Yes. You know what? Let me tell you a story about that. Yes, I am Googleable.
She's Googleable.
I am. So why my kids? One day, the kids is in, messing with their laptop, doing their things from school. My daughter was like, "Ma, you famous." I'm sitting in the house like, "What are you talking about?" She said, "Mommy, I Googled you." I said, "Why are you Googling me and we in the same house?" She said, "Because I just wanted to see what it said." She said, "Ma, look at all these pictures. Look at all your flyers. Look at everything you're doing." She said, "You're famous." I said, "Okay, baby, I'm famous." She said, "You're my hero." Oh, okay, that's fine too. And she said, "But Ma, I just want you to know you're doing an amazing job." And that right there, I was like, listen, if my kid that's only 11 dropping the gems to me, I'm just like, hey. Yeah, like that.
Baby.
And at the beginning of this, that was honestly where it started, my why. Because they seen me go through the domestic violence when I had it the second time. And to understand that traumatized them. So it's like, okay, I'm dealing with a domestic violence trauma. My kids seen it. What can I do to help them understand, to unwrap that you can be greater and you don't have to let it self-sabotage you after going through so much trauma. And why not write a book to impact them? So me writing my 3 books plus the 18 that I've contributed, plus now making them part of my children's book because they helped me wrote it. It's a way of impacting them to show them how they can be a hero. Even whatever you was delivered doesn't mean that it has to be your final destination of what you've been through. Just because you have scars don't mean that it always has to be something that is hurting you and you bleeding onto other people. Learn how to mend them. Heal yourself. When I use that abbreviation, healing, helping to empower and amazing lives. And that's what I do on a daily. Helping to empower amazing lives. That's what healing means for me.
Wow. Helping to empower
amazing lives.
Amazing lives. Wow. And then I have, I think if he's still on here, Lamar, he always says that heal is having all things lined up.
Hey, I like that too.
To help empower.
Help empower, have things, see, works together.
It works together. It works together. It definitely works together. So once again, I am just so stoked and so happy that you were able to be here with us today.
I'm stoked. When I seen the message, I was like, I got to get on there. Let me find a day that I am not busy. The way this schedule be looking, the way the schedule set up.
And wait a minute, let's celebrate you one more time, because didn't you just get nominated or get an award or something?
I just got nominated for Miss Diva Empowerment Award. I actually just also was announced as the top 100 business for Herpreneur magazine, which will be out in March. I also got named the top 30 influencer movers and shakers for the Kish magazine, which will also be about to come out. So yeah, I'm out here.
You out here doing the work. Look at
and then what's crazy is I have an award show this weekend for the award I was nominated for, Women on the Rise and Women Influencer of the Year. So,
and this is why I'm celebrating you today.
I appreciate you. Because I appreciate you as always. The world
needs to know about you.
Listen, I'm here for it, and it is more me just being the vessel. And I said yes to less of me and more of them, more of him, more to be able to take my steps of what I've been through to help somebody else take that path and know that it ain't going to be an easy one, but you ain't doing it alone.
Wow. So I'm trying to get these themes over the past couple of days. So day 1 was about owning your confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Bam. Yesterday pretty much was about just being a servant.
Right.
And today what I'm getting from you, Queen, is just be a vessel.
Yeah.
Just be a vessel.
I had to learn that because, we tend to run from our purpose.
Right.
And, to find out that, just give a little breakdown and be transparent. But to find out that I have fibromyalgia, To find out that I have ankylosing spondylitis, which is arthritis in my spine and goes to the rest of my joints like rheumatoid arthritis. To find out that I have osteoarthritis, and then to also find out that I have polycystic kidney disease and polycystic ovarian syndrome. To wrap all that up, it was a lot at first. And you ask the question, why? What did I do? Why am I carrying all this? And it's like, you know what? I had to remember that it wasn't for me, and there's a bigger vision. It's a bigger purpose. I might be diagnosed with it, but it doesn't control what I do on a daily. It's something that I endured, but I am here to elevate people through their situations that it's going to be okay. Just because you have these diagnoses and things that the doctor may say you have, never allow it to control your situation. Always remember you're greater than the diagnosis. Don't be the diagnosis, be the elevator of your situation.
Elevation. It's all about elevation.
It's all about
elevation. So we have, so you got to remove the mask, right, through all those broken pieces to reveal the vessel that's in you so you can elevate.
Yes.
Higher
absolutely
level. Yes. Right.
And that's why this year is the year of elevation, because I've been through the mud. That was when everything was going, where the mask, the DV, the domestic violence, the PTSD, the anxiety. And I had to take all that off. I had to shake it off. It had to go. Because if not, I'm going to be a mess. How can I be a mother? How can I be there to be a daughter for my moms, a sister for my sisters and my brother, a friend to the friends? If I'm not okay, how can I be okay for anybody else that I need to pour in? Because then I'll be constantly bleeding on them. From all the pain and everything that I was torn. So I had to get all that negativity and that mess out of me. And it wasn't for nobody else. It was for me. Because if I allow that to impact me, then trauma will continue on the next generation. So I had to break the chains, correct some things.
Wow.
Therapy, tools. Learn to grow through what you go through. Take that mess on out. Because so many times I tell people when I'm working with them, stop digesting that negativity. Because when you're digesting it, you're letting it manifest in your gut.
All of that.
Release that.
Release it.
Peace is within you. You got to find it. You got to find your peace, your happiness, and your love. Don't wait for nobody else to give it to you. That's something you. Yes. You.
And we're gonna leave them with that right there. Because I was gonna ask you, what's the last thing that you want to tell them?
Boom.
That part. That was it.
That
part
was
right there. That was it. So listen, you guys, we just got brought these nuggets, these messages, these amazing everything from Shana. And even though it says an egg, and she says it's Shana.
Blame my mama. She got the AZE. I tell her that every time I call, I say, Ma, every time I'm on the interview, it's your fault.
It's your fault. It's your fault. Unmasking motivation. So listen, we got some of our co-authors on here jumping on. We got Jerry. She's saying great stuff. All the way down from the ATL. Lamar was like, dang, you strong. Appreciate you sharing. He said you are relentless. Yes.
Thank you.
So because you know why? Because it's all about her.
Well, I am what I am.
You are what you are, and you are what you are. But because you are healed, empowered, and resilient, and that's why you are on this project. That's why you are part of her story. And this is why I wanted to celebrate you. And I want people to know who you are beyond your story, beyond the mask, beyond, what society has, said that you should be. So this is about in this 25 days is really, releasing and allowing everyone to know who you amazing ladies are and what you do and how you impact the world, right? Just with your message, just by your existence, just by you being forward and sharing your voice and using your voice and using you, being that vessel. Once you're able to take that mask off, so being that vessel. So I thank you for being that vessel. So if you want to connect with her, we put her information in the chat. You can always still please go and make sure you support this whole project, Her Story, by going to bit.ly. You see it going across the ticker, bit.ly, bit.ly/Her Story Anthology, where you have Shana. Yesterday we met Tatisha, and the day before it was Consuela. So, and guess what? We only on day 3.
Right.
We only on day 3.
We got 22 more days to go.
We only on day 3. Lord, give me strength. You gave it to me.
You got this.
I got this.
You got this.
But Shana, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Can I leave one quote with them that I just actually put up today? Hold on. I gotta go to the phone because I be
okay.
listening.
So leave them with everybody needed to hear this. Yes, Jerry.
Yes. Let me look. Let me look. You know how you gotta find stuff after you done post stuff.
Yes, look.
But I know exactly where it is.
She got all of us up there on her Facebook page. I love it. Yes.
Listen, that's what we're supposed to do. So my quote that I want to leave with people for today is, remember, when people send things to defeat you, it only came to elevate you to your next level. So that's my quote for y'all. Y'all take that and continue to carry that with y'all.
There you go. Take that through the day.
Yes.
Thank you, love. Thank you, love. Thank you, love.
Thank you.
Love. Thank you. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Just hang tight. Hang tight while I close this out. So you guys, listen, what didn't I tell you this thing is going to be, it's like the bomb. It's, oh my God, it's thebomb.com. Like, here we go. Day 3. This is only day 3. I can't wait. Look, and see, here's the thing. See, I like keeping people in suspense. I know who's coming tomorrow, but I ain't going to tell you. You just got to show up. I know who's coming every day, but you have to just show up, just pop in and just catch the replay and just get these words, get these nuggets. We're going to try to keep it within, a short period of time so you can, grab a bite to eat during your lunch break or whatever, and then, go from there. But in the meantime, listen, I'm so glad that you spent the time with us today, that you got to meet this beautiful queen. And now you get to see everything she's doing. If it's something that spoke to you and you need to reach out to her, she just told she's Googleable. So just Google her. And then you can connect with her if you want to get on her next project, her anthology, because there's something that's speaking to you and you want to connect with her, or any of the other ladies that you've already seen and that you will see. Listen, this is your time. If anything, it's about elevation. This is your time. If anything, like, we've been through some things and we sat long enough, and now things are starting to open back up and normalize-ish. So don't get left behind. That's all I'm going to tell you. But in the meantime, I so appreciate all of you for being here with us today. And I'll see you tomorrow. Looks like about the same time. I can't tell you 12 o'clock. Tomorrow's going to be at 12 o'clock. But you got to figure out who. You'll find out who it is tomorrow. But in the meantime, thank you. Do one of 3 things I always tell you. Be empowered, be inspired, and most importantly, just be magnified. All right, see you guys. Take care. Bye.